Boom. What's up, everyone? My name's AJ Writes Crypto. We are back in Georgia. We're back. We're back where we belong. Back in the house. Back in the office. Doing the damn thing. Good to see everybody in the chat. Really appreciate each and every one of you here. So, still working out exactly what time this show is always going to be. It might be at this time at 11. I don't think I'm going to go 10:30 anymore. Maybe I'll still go 10:30, but it might be after Ben's show. But I'm also working out for next week when the trading show is going to be, which I'm trying to do once or twice a week, maybe twice a week. It will probably be a once or twice a week show, depending on what the market gives me, and all that. Still working the things out. But now is the time to experiment. Now is the time to experiment. I think that Mike Lowry, this time slot's perfect for me. Well, it's perfect for Mike Lowry, everybody. So it might just be this side slot. And I am trying not to clash with Wendy. That is fair as well. So there are a couple things. I mean, you got to find a spot. You got to find a spot somewhere. So basically, one day at a time, trying to figure out all the things. B Baker in the chat, ETF canceled. Don't scare me like that, bro. Don't scare me like that, because everything is actually pointing towards it being approved. Let me refresh the news. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. That is fake news in the chat. Fake news in the chat for sure. But yeah, definitely going to go over a couple things here. This show is going to be Yeah, I'm stuck between what time slot I'm going to do, but I'm going to lock it down. I wanted to go live here. I'm going to be going, this show right here is only going to be like 45 minutes, 45 minutes, going to help Ben out with the second half of his show. Ben got a really, Ben, if you looked at his tweet, if you looked at Ben's tweet, you know where he's at, you know what he's doing today. I talked to him on the phone last night for like an hour, and yeah, we're just like trying to lock down all the things, trying to picture like, what we're doing here. So one thing at a time. That's rude. It's very rude. Okay, so here we go. So it's Monday. It's January 8th. We are talking all the things. All right, let me back up. Let me back up before I go forward here. Eric in the chat says, "What is Ben doing?" Ben is in DC trying to get his voice heard for the things. And I think his show is going, I'm not going to say anything other than Ben's in DC. That's actually all I'm going to say. And his show at noon is going to be amazing. It's going to be a very good show. So definitely excited. And I'm going to do, I will be on Ben's show today for sure. All the things. So, hey there from Budds Creek, Ricky Burris, shout out from Budds Creek. And yeah, hopefully Ben is there putting Gary's hand on the approval button or the stamp or whatever. They're doing something. All right, so I'm excited to see how that works out. So really fast, going to do a quick overview of the markets here. Let me pull this over. So things have been all over the place, and a lot of really, what I really want to nail down in this show is price action and what to expect as we go into this week. I have a relatively good idea on a handful of trades and want to fill you guys in on that. First, let me get a fresh refresh here on CoinGecko. I got to slide this over a little bit. So I like that one more. Definitely looks better. Algo Fam in the house. Speaking of Algo Fam, wait, let's go back again. Today I talked to Abdul from Gora Network. Very interesting conversation. What Gora Network is up to. They're up to some shenanigans over there. I like it. Good shenanigans, the good kind. And shout out to that project. They're doing good things. Chainlink, holds down 90% of the Oracle network in crypto. There are other projects trying to fill some of the gaps, trying to get some of that market share. Like Pith, has been a big one. And Gora Network is, launched on Algorand and is branching out and doing really good things. And I don't know what I can say or what I can't say. I don't want to, say something I'm not supposed to say. But check out that project. I am definitely going to maybe do some videos, do some stuff with them here moving forward into this year. Maybe looking for like first week of January, stuff like that. Also, I agree. Like Aussie crypto, nothing can beat Chainlink. Chainlink. Well, the G is kind of near the K, I guess, on the keyboard. But yeah, I mean, Chainlink does hold down 90% of the Oracle network. Like I started off by saying that, but that doesn't mean there shouldn't be other projects. That doesn't mean other people shouldn't try to get market share, because there's a high demand for oracles and what they provide. They basically plug the real world data, into the blockchain, and there needs to be other people other than just Chainlink doing that, and that holds Chainlink accountable. That makes Chainlink keep trying. So I am bullish on that. Will XRP get ETF approval before April? Projections for ETH? That's hard to tell. PJ, everybody in the chat to fill you in. PJ Creamer asked the question: will XRP get the ETF approval before April? And a projection for the Ethereum ETF. Good question. I mean, we saw how long this has taken for Bitcoin. And with that said, like the timeline on how long these things take, I'm not in like this big hurry. I think it opens the door for every altcoin eventually, like all the ones that are going to be here to stay in a big way. But at the same time, I'm not like really thinking it's going to happen overnight. I think it's probably going to take some time, to be honest with you. So, all right. So, but I feel like it will happen. I don't know exactly when. So, all right, let's go back to the market here. Let me get a fresh refresh on the CoinGecko. All right, so Bitcoin waking back up above 45,000. A lot of the altcoins are a little bit lower than where they were before. I'm going to get into that and the reasons why. And yesterday I did a tweet that said DC motherfucking A. And I said that because, I really think that we saw earlier, Christmas time, a lot of the altcoins, like what they're capable of. Like we're talking, we're going to pop up, come down, right across, pop up, come down, right across. We're going to have a little staircase going on here. And I think that this correction is still a part of a larger uptrend. And now that we've seen some price targets for, the H bars, the quants, Algorand, all the coins that we really like here. I think that now is totally a really good time to accumulate. A really good time to accumulate. I might not buy groceries this week, accumulate. I'm kidding. I'll definitely buy groceries, but I feel like, not going shopping at all. I'm going to be accumulating pretty heavy here. All right, so let's zoom in on this, talk about prices. All right, Bitcoin 45, Ethereum 22, Solana still under 100. I feel like long term, any Solana you buy under 100 in the long term is probably not a bad buy. It's a safe buy. I speaking long term for Solana, I know that there's like $1,000 seems to be a real psychological target. I think that's possible, but we really have to like appreciate like how much money that is. We're talking it's at 40 billion now. So ignoring tokenomics, we're talking 400 billion for that to happen. So I think Solana is still a safe buy for top of bull run stuff. I mean, obviously we didn't get in at 30, 40, 50. That pump is basically over. But long-term accumulations, I don't feel bad about buying Solana under 100. XRP 56 cents. And I've said this before. I am getting a little bored with my XRP bags. I'm still bullish on XRP. I'm not going to sell my XRP and nothing like that. But it is getting a little boring. A little bit boring. So checking the chat really fast. Chauncey Peppertooth traded his link for 50 quant. I mean, you did it already, right? It's over. It's done deal. So I think it's bullish. I mean, Chainlink did have a pretty heavy pop up, and where quant, what we've seen is possible with quant. I mean, I don't hate on that at all. Big shout out to the Glitter Queen in the chat. Happy Monday, everybody, and happy Monday to the Glitter Queen. Checking the chat. All right, going to go back here. So 51 cents Cardano. Avalanche came down a little bit. I kind of feel like Avalanche probably going to wake up a little bit once we get going. And I'm gonna get to the charts here. I'm gonna explain a lot of things for you guys. Polygon, any Polygon under $1. I mean, that's a free trade. That's a free trade right there. Near 325, still pretty whole. Like some altcoins, like, you know, that pumped up are kind of holding a majority of their gains, and some of them are kind of going back down to retest previous levels. I mean, at least H bar, you know, last night I looked at my portfolio, I looked at it and I said, okay. And I just put my phone down because I didn't want to look at it anymore. I was like, yeah, don't get sad or anything. Not going to get sad over here. VChain, right at 3 cents. Right at 3 cents. I had a really good conversation with someone pretty high up the ladder at VChain this morning. Just this morning. I got up on the phone. I was on the phone with Gora Network from Algorand, and then I talked to VChain. And man, they are building. There's like, I don't know what I can or can't say, to be honest, because like there's some things I can't say. But I'm bullish on VChain right now. Like I really am. I know what they're doing, and I am excited. I'm very excited for VChain. I think that it's gonna be one. It's gonna be a problem, and definitely excited to hit up some UFC fights with the VChain crew, and definitely some conferences and stuff like that as we get into the new year. Big shout out to the V fam. All right, keep it rolling here. Quant 114. This is what I'm saying. Like, you know, Quant was at like what, 145, almost 150. So coming down to 114. So like we see what it's possible there. Like we saw like that level. So now I will look at that chart when we get to it. Same thing with Algorand. Similar story. Same thing with the graph. Similar story. I mean, we saw Algorand, you know, almost at a quarter, basically a quarter, right? On Christmas. And, you know, back to 19, the graph was at like what, 21, 22 cents, back to 16. So some coins have lost a handful of their gains, where some coins have maintained a little bit better. I want to get into that a little bit later in the show when I get to the charts. Let me take a quick look at the gainers and the losers. Top 100. All right, so we got ICP continuing to pump. Injective continuing to pump. Amazing. Algorand has woken up. It is sitting 5th place in the top 100 in gains, only 3.8%, but it is nice. I should have bought some more last night. I did buy a little bit last night. Should have bought more. And VChain, there we go, up 4%. Absolutely love to see it. All right, on the left side, or, you know, Celestia, IOTA, man, that project needs to wake up. It's one of those projects that's like, it's a crypto person's favorite project. You know what I mean? Like IOTA, I don't feel like they really get attention from like newer people in the market. I don't really feel like people wake up and say, oh, like, you know, I'm going to go buy some IOTA this morning. Like, I don't really think it's like that for new people in crypto. I feel like once you get into crypto and learn the tech and stuff, that's when you find a project like IOTA and get really bullish on it. But that one needs to wake up. I don't hold any of it, but I hold a coin in its ecosystem, and I would really like to see that project wake up. Helium down 6%, Phantom down 4.3%. Phantom's always one to watch for me. You know, Phantom, it sitting at 38 cents right now. I remember back at Crypto Crossfire, we were buying like the portfolios and stuff, and I bought a bunch of Phantom from that portfolio at like 30 cents, 29 cents. And Phantom's one of those projects that's like, if you're really into trading, and it's always a project I look at. Like if I'm going through like my charts and I'm like trying to get in a trade, I always look at Phantom. You definitely got to shop for a liquidity a little bit. It used to be, I mean, back in the KuCoin days, I mean, Phantom used to have so much liquidity. But now, you know, you kind of got to shop for which exchange is the best for like Phantom liquidity. But Phantom is a relatively predictable coin to trade. Definitely keep that in mind for the traders out there. Yep. So about some of that up. Going to go over a couple things really fast here. Yeah. So share this tab instead. Ben Armstrong, 3 hours ago. Today I'm going to do something that to this date no one has been able to do. From the Winklevoss twins to Kathy Wood to BlackRock, no one has been able to get a Bitcoin ETF approved. Today, I'm heading to DC to push this thing over the finish line. Today, live at 12 p.m. And definitely make sure you check out that live stream at 12 p.m. I feel like Ben's going to He's going to pull a Ben. Ben is going to pull a Ben like he always does. Very stoked on him and his creative ideas. He's just, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go to DC right now and flies there. Like genius. I don't know why everyone else isn't there doing that. Big shout out to Ben Armstrong. Big shout out to AJ Writes Crypto. Not writing crypto, but writing Moto. Got a in the recent Racer X. I did a little write up here leading into the 450 Supercross. Had a really great time at the Supercross race over the weekend. Saw a couple of my buddies who are racing. Big shout out to my guy Max Sanford. Man, what a race it was. It was one hell of a race. Definitely check out if you don't follow Supercross or whatever. I'm probably going to talk about it every Monday for like 2 minutes because it's my favorite sport in the world. And being at Anaheim 1 was amazing. The track was so sick. We had really good seats. The races were really good. I mean, the pecking order hasn't really been established yet. So a lot of guys are kind of stepping out, trying hard. Yeah, Jet Lawrence, dominant. But yeah, let's go back to crypto. But I do appreciate each and every one of you. Bought more algo last night in profit. Shout out to MW bro. Sorry, my chat was freezing up there. Too late for ICP, Garrett Hoffman. Dude, that's a good question. Just to refresh everyone in the chat. Someone in the chat named Garrett Hoffman asked, too late for ICP. Good question, dude. I mean, a part of me like wants to say yes. Like the part of me that's like, oh, well, the RSI is overheated and the stochastic. Like I do think that, but I also heard everyone say that about Solana when it was at 35. Everyone said that about Solana when it was at $35. I'm not going to say any names, but the big names, the people bigger than me, big. And they were all saying Solana's overheated. It's going to come back to support resistance at $19. $19 Solana when it was at 35. So I think sometimes when Garrett, that when the venture capitalist, when that big deep pocket money gets involved, just take the logic and go ahead and throw it out the window or defenestrate. That's a fancy term. That means throw out a window. If you Google the word defenestrate, it literally means to throw something out of a window. Defenestrate logic. Oh, that might be a good get rich or get wrecked shirt idea. Defenestrate logic. Pondering. Okay. Also, big shout out to Get Rich or Get Wrecked, man. That it's really crazy seeing. That's my clothing line for some of you that don't know. It's pretty crazy seeing like so many people like taking selfies and posting the hoodies on Twitter. The first drop sold out in 10 minutes. Crazy. I got to talk to David from Crypto Chips. Big shout out to Crypto Chips, by the way. Going to be doing another giveaway with them. I'll probably post that giveaway up tomorrow. Still doing the weekly giveaways with them. Big shout out to cryptochips.io. Click the link down in the description if you want to. I'm pretty sure you can use the code either Grogger, Grogger, or AJ Writes Crypto for 10% off. But yeah, Get Rich or Get. The next drop is either going to come out end of this week or early next week. I'm probably leaning towards early next week, to be honest, with everything I got going on this week. Yeah, so big shout out. I mean, we have a lot of designs. And for users that don't know, we're doing like small batch. Everything's going to be like 100 shirts, 100 hoodies. It's going to be either a shirt or a hoodie, never both. And that's it. 100 things. They're all numbered. Eventually, we're going to integrate some sort of like QR code redemption kind of thing. That's down the road though. But I like the idea of limited drops because once it's gone, it's gone. Never get it again, ever. And I like that. I'm going to keep it like that. My own website is getting built right now, and Grogger or Get Rich or Get Wrecked will be a heavy integrated part of the website. That's kind of more of like the brand. You know what I mean? Hopefully, it becomes bigger than me. That's the goal. And, I'm excited to see where it goes. It's going to be, I will have some stuff up there once, the site's up and everything. We have fulfillment figured out that will be purchased you'll be able to buy some stuff all the time, but really, the drops themselves, they will be, one and done. And I like it that way. So big shout out to the Groggers out there. That is the community out. So let me check the chat. Mackie Powers, $20 super chat in the cut. Shout out to my guy, Mackie Powers. $20. Thanks, bro. What do you think about Pith and Pal AI doing 10x better? At least, bro. At least. I mean, Pal AI, big shout out to Pal AI. I'm actually doing, and pull this up. I'll talk about. Boom. Pal AI. I'm actually doing some Twitter spaces with Pal AI. I think it's going to start later this week. I'll confirm with them. It might be on Thursday or Friday, but if not, it'll be next week. And but Pal AI, I mean, they're doing some crazy stuff. It is like, in terms of the coin, the coin is a little smaller, but like, I'm not going to work with projects, especially a project with a coin, unless I really like what they're doing. And in terms of PAL, like, they are doing, you guys, it might not make sense to you if you haven't used the bot itself, but basically PAL is a Telegram bot that it can do anything. It can literally do anything in terms of AI functionality. And not only that, like, I'm eventually going to have my own Telegram set up with PAL. It'll be like my alpha group, for trading kind of thing. But it can read everything I've ever said on YouTube or ever said on Twitter about any coin. And there will be an AJ AI PAL bot where you could say, AJ, what do you think about VChain? Or what are your price targets for HBAR? Or what's the support resistance line for Chainlink? And it will aggregate everything I've ever said and tell you what I've said about it. Boo. Like, PAL is doing really cool things. And considering how small that market cap is and what they're doing and what they're putting into the project on the back end, impressive, dude. Very impressive. And like I said earlier in the show, talking about Gora Network, when you ask about Pith, I mean, Oracle's, they're going to fight for a share. And the ones that do it best are going to get, I mean, even if you could get 3% of the Oracle space, like I said, or like Chainlink has a 90% dominance in Oracle space. So that last 10% spread out, right? But if Pith, let's say in the long term, gets 6%, 4%, that's massive. My light died in the back. Very sad. RIP Purple Light. Very sad. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and think of like terms of market cap. Okay, so if this project gets 6% of the Oracle space, and look at what Chainlink has done with what they've done. You see what I'm saying? Do some of that math, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of hard to not be super bullish on both Pith and PAL. Thomas, $5 super chat from Thomas Hood. AJ, keep up the good work, brother. Hey, man, I really appreciate it. Awesome. Blah, 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 blah. And sorry, just catching up on the chat really fast. Jason Owen, AJ, I need in on this alpha group stat. I feel you. So what I've been doing lately, to be honest with you guys, where is the tab for it? I have been over here on XCAD.social. XCAD.social is actually a really, really dope platform. I did a video with them a little while back. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any like more sponsored stuff with them or not. Maybe not. But I actually like the platform. I've been using it. And the reason I bring it up to the audience here is that they're doing an airdrop. So if you click the link down below in the description and use that referral code that I have down in the description, it'll give you extra bonus points for the airdrop itself. So what you do, this is like Friend.Tech, but for Web 2 and Web 3. This platform is backed by Mr. Beast and KSI and Zilliqa. And like this Friend.Tech was a flash in the pan. Friend.Tech had a killer idea, but did not execute it properly. This is taking what Friend.Tech did and going to the next level with it. And most importantly, the airdrop, like, so you sign up, you get 10 points, you create your own keys and people will buy your keys. You get points for that. You get points for buying other people's keys. Like right here, I have some XCAD I could claim if I want to. I'm gonna let it add up for a little bit. But like, look at this. You can go to like top keys here, and like here are the keys. And if you buy someone's keys, you get access to them in a chat bot. I mean, in like a chat box, and you could like message them. So basically, I have been every day or two, like when I'm doing my chart setups, I will just drop a couple charts in my chat, a couple times a week. Last week, I put up, I think 4 or 5 charts in the chat. And these are just charts like with the ideas are on the chart on like what direction the trade or whatever. But I'm doing pretty well. I got 30.2 keys. I think I'm top 20 on the space on the platform, which is pretty cool. And I'm only like, 10 keys away from being in the top 10. Altcoin Daily at the top. Don't know who this is, but really what you do, you attach like your Twitter or your YouTube to this. And like, so if I went to Altcoin Daily, for instance, right, I could click view profile and boom, it takes me to their Twitter. You know what I mean? So it's a good way to meet people, good way to get involved. Yeah, it's a dope platform. It's a dope platform. And I think that they're going to outperform Friend.Tech in the long run. I really think they can. And even if they don't outperform Friend.Tech, getting involved on this now and getting in on that airdrop, if they do half of what Friend.Tech did, you're going to make money on the airdrop. So definitely just keeping an eye out for you guys. Like, it's not really, I'm not making any money to talk about this project. I did do a video with them a couple weeks back. I mean, full disclosure for sure. But from here on out, they're not paying me to talk about them or anything. But I actually like the platform, and I think that it could actually develop into something, because what they're doing is the top creators on the site, you will have the option to do a creator coin. So instead of the keys, it'll turn into the coin, and the shareholders, the people that hold the keys for those creators, they will get like, AJ coin. And AJ coin will have its own market cap. AJ coin will have its own whatever. And then it will become a spot where, we will speculate on influencers like we speculate on coins. And I think that part is amazing, because I know influencers. I know what we're up to. You've seen them. I know what we're up to. And I think it would, you could actually trade off of that. You could trade, be like, oh, like, well, he's speaking at that conference, so I'm going to buy some of like Altcoin Daily's coins or Wendy O's coins, because I know she's about to speak in Barcelona or whatever, and she'll probably get more fans there. Like, you see what I'm saying? So I just really think it's interesting to see how that's going on there. So, and big shout out to the Glitter Queen in the chat. Big shout out to over 300 people watching the show right now, 308 to be exact. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Number one thing you can do to support this channel. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Absolutely love. I get to wake up every morning and come do this show and just talk about crypto, talk about what I love. And there's 300 people watching. It kind of feels to me like I'm just yelling at a laptop, but you guys are here and I really appreciate it. So going to get into the TA segment here. I'm going to go for about 15 more minutes. I'm going to close a little bit early today because I'm going to help with Ben's show. Really big show for Ben today. Definitely check that out. I know I saw a super chat. Kenan Hinson. Hey, AJ, do you think the halving will have an impact with the ETF around the corner? I mean, dude, 100%. When people talk about like the idea of a super cycle, this is kind of what, like, this is the perfect storm, because the halving cuts in half the new Bitcoin coming into the market for like the block rewards from the miners and the the Bitcoin coming in. So as the ETF happens and, institutional money, retail money that have access to the ETF gets injected into Bitcoin's market cap, there's going to be a supply shock. So as demand increases, as availability increases, the available supply is going to get cut in half. This is why Bitcoin has worked so well all this time. It's programmed to pump. Bitcoin is programmed to pump, because like, this is what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's the perfect storm. It's the perfect storm. A lot of people have kind of been asking me like, oh, like, if a year and a half after the Bitcoin halving has been the top of the market, like, shouldn't we wait to accumulate? Like, shouldn't you wait? I'm like, no, I'm not waiting. I'm DCAing every week now until the week I sell. Like, seriously, because like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? And I don't know. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Kenan, for sure. Brokoshi no dinero. I also yell at my laptop, but nobody's listening. That's so funny. That's so funny. All right. So definitely going to jump into some TA here. Let me, where was I? What was the last chart I was looking at? I'll just keep it real, you guys. Okay. That makes sense. I was looking at the VChain chart. I did this, I did this tweet here. This tweet actually went wild. It was actually my largest tweet of December. Was the first golden cross on the 2-day for VChain since June 19th, 2020. The last time there was a 2-day golden cross on the VChain chart, VChain pumped over 3,000%. If VChain replicated the same pump from a 2-day golden cross, VChain would be $1.14. It's 3 cents right now. I'm not saying yes, that's going to happen, or no, that's not going to happen. I'm just saying if the same thing happened that happened last time, this thing could really go big here. What I'm worried about in the short term is, one, we broke down out of this little channel we were forming here. We broke down. Also, if you look, let me clean some of this chart up. I'll turn some of these things like white, red, whatever, so you can really see what I'm talking about, because sometimes it kind of looks like a mess, and I understand that. Let me kind of get rid of the envelope. I'll get rid of the volume profile. Okay. So if you see how VChain, rejected here at this level, at 3.1, we lost this level. We held up, we lost it, and actually wicked below it too. So now VChain really needs to get back above this level at 0.0316 is the exact level. If you're interested on trading VChain, definitely set an alarm. I just set one right there on that level, because it's a big support resistance line that, we were rejected off of. We got it. We actually retested it here too. I mean, look how many times this level has been tested. This is a significant level on the VChain chart. Even if I zoom out, maybe search for some divergences or something. Yeah, not really. Nothing on the 4-hour there. Maybe look at the 8-hour. Yeah, nothing crazy. Well, it has come down. It has come down, and we're also, let's see on the 8-hour if it's going to bounce or break through the 50 EMA. And we are kind of coming up in the momentum wave here. So let's hope that this positive pressure can push us up. It actually wicked all the way down to 2.6. It's actually up about 13% from the bottom of that wick, and it is up 8% in the past day or so from that wick as well. That wick is actually kind of relevant too, because of these levels over here of where it's been before. So at least it held that level. I'm actually hoping that that this doesn't turn into a broadening, wedge of some sort. So let's hope that VChain can get back above this yellow support resistance level. Very important level. Going to take a look at Bitcoin. And this is kind of what I like to see, to be honest, with Bitcoin, with all the ETF narrative and everything. Bitcoin is running the show right now, which is why altcoins are suffering a little bit. We can kind of see, we're putting in lower lows. At the very least, we're putting in lower lows. We did put in a higher high here, but if we want to continue that narrative, actually, let me kind of clean some of this up really quick. All right. So if we wanted to continue putting in higher highs, like this, I always try to draw it off of the body of the candle, not the wick of the candle. And anyone learning how to chart out there. And, so this range is actually not a bad thing, right? Because, boring is good. Boring is good because it's an uptrend. So really, it's important that you have, levels set. This is the 8-hour chart. For reference, that in this little immediate channel here, that we stay in this channel and have alarm set on both sides of it. So if we lose this, for instance, beep beep beep, your phone goes off before that happens. And if we break out, beep beep beep, your phone goes off as it breaks out. So this is why setting alarms and knowing your levels are so important. This is just kind of normal. Yes, lower highs. Excuse me, I misspoke. But having these things planned out and charted out and alarmed on your charts is such a big deal for trading. I cannot even stress how big of a deal that is. Want to look at the Bitcoin daily what I kind of freaks me out about the Bitcoin daily is the money flow. If we look at, from October, November, December, looking good, right? But now look, we're curving back down on the daily chart. Another thing I don't like about the Bitcoin daily, price go up and to the right. Look at this. Price go, oscillator go down. Oscillator go down. That is bullish. That is, excuse me, I'm misspeaking like crazy over here. That is bearish divergence. Bearish divergence on the daily chart for Bitcoin. Does this matter? Yes. Will it matter if the ETF gets approved, say today or tomorrow? Probably not. I feel like Bitcoin easily could hit 50,000 based off of that news. A lot of people are kind of hoping for a sell the news event. I think not. I think that it's going to kind of redirect the thing. And I think altcoins could very well bleed. Because if you look at Bitcoin dominance, right? Look at Bitcoin dominance. We actually drew this circle last week. This circle was drawn last week when I was in Los Angeles filming from the Hill. Okay. And Bitcoin dominance. So let's go over the last altcoin pump. The December. Bitcoin dominance fell 6% in 24 days. This is where this drop here is where the altcoins ran up. So yeah, Bitcoin is completely running the show right now because a lot of altcoins are bleeding. We're up 5% in 11 days. So it's very important. It's also worth noting that this support resistance line right here, this one, we got rejected from it. And look where we wicked up to. Look at that wick. You see that wick? Look at where it got shut down from. So maybe, just maybe, if that is the rejection on Bitcoin dominance, I don't know. Maybe altcoins could run again, but there also is a possibility, like Max said, that people are going to get wrecked on Wednesday when it gets rejected. I am going to push back a little bit, Max. I am going to push back just a little bit because the Bitcoin ETF approval odds are now 95%. 95% approval odds, according to a Bloomberg analyst. So that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Does this guarantee a pump? No. Does this guarantee a sell the news event? No. We don't know. We are sort of kind of going into the unknown a little bit here. And anyone tells you that they know exactly what's going on, they don't, because no one knows. No, I literally just talked to Crypto Face on the phone yesterday. He's like, no one knows. No one knows. And if they say they do, they're lying, because they're lying. And this is why technical analysis, this is why this stuff is so important. It's so important for you to learn, to educate yourself, and for your bags, because we're not predicting. Like, I like doing price predictions. It's fun to speculate on, but really when it comes down to my trading, I'm not predicting. I'm reacting. So, and this is big. This is big stuff. Say we get rejected right here. Say Bitcoin dominance gets rejected. We lose this like previous little high from right here. We head back down to this level here. All coins are going to pump. And with those, so we look at the Bitcoin dominance, right? Now let's look at the total three, because the total three is all the altcoins. It's all of crypto minus Bitcoin, Ethereum. Stable coins are included in this chart. You should know that. Let me clean this up just a little bit. But look at this. Since October, did not mean to move that level. Okay. Since October, total three pumped, 67% in 85 days. 67% for all the altcoins, all of crypto except for Bitcoin and Ethereum is the total three chart. Since that point in time, we topped off. We actually put in a higher high, which is actually kind of bullish. From right now, we're down about 11% now. I also pointed out in a show that there was bearish divergence forming right here. And when I said, on that tweet that I was selling some of my personal bags, it was based off of this idea. And the next chart I'm going to show you as well. I might actually save that chart for Ben's live stream because I am going to do a lot of TA on Ben's live stream today as well. So, but yeah, so this is the idea, also kind of similar to the money flow, coming up, coming down. So I want you guys to look at total 3 here over like levels of what's possible, because I kind of think like, if the total 3 chart loses 10%, every altcoin could roughly lose 10% as a rough estimate, not 1-to-1. It's not 1-to-1, but I do think of it like that. I do think of it like that because this is all the altcoins together. What's very important that we get back over this level right here. This level right here, we need to get back over that level. That is at 4.81 billion. We lost it. We're actually fighting back up to it. We look at like the 2-hour. 1 second. So we lost. Let me make the line a little bigger so you guys can see it. This level we lost. Hopefully we get back up to that level. It does look like it's possible because, it kind of wicked down, and look at where this wick went to. You see this big down wick here. And now look at where it double bottomed. Because I'm on the bottom of the chart. 1 second. Okay, they're not as even as I thought. But, similar kind of idea. So maybe this could be the new floor. And then hopefully we bounce back up and get through there. I mean, really, it's not that bad because, we're still, the low is, way higher than that last one there. So just because things go down doesn't mean it's like the end of the world. You can take a pretty severe hit and technically still be in an uptrend. And people forget that. People get emotional. I would say that, the uptrend in my mind would be lost if we really lost like this level right here, that level. All right. Because, we are still relatively kind of fighting above this, like we're actually still above that level, which is actually a really good level to be above because the price was rejected 2 times here, 1 time here, actually 3 times, 2 times here. And the fact that, we lost it, but got back above it is pretty bullish. That's actually it's not that bad when you really think about it. So keep an eye on the total 3 chart. I always have my eyes peeled on this chart, and, definitely have a lot of alarms set on this chart as well. Because if you kind of consider what we went through last year with the, total 3 chart, how we, took us forever to get above that level right there. So really, if all else fails, let's stay above that. If all else fails, let's stay above that level and not get into this previous value area. So definitely good things moving forward here. I'm going to sign off the show. Kind of a bummer. We have about 400 people in the house right now, 380 to be exact. I really appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Make sure you come back tomorrow. I'm going to go live tomorrow as well at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Still not sure on the exact timing of everything, but we will get to that. Definitely make sure you smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. I'm going to do some of Ben's live stream at noon. Make sure in 15 minutes, make sure you go watch Ben's live stream. He is putting on one hell of a show today, and Ben is doing what Ben does best, disrupting the status quo and putting on a show. At the end of the day, this is the entertainment business. It's not about, heavy number boring. It's about entertaining. And that is one thing Ben does better than everybody else. And when I say I'm Ben's apprentice, I'm his study, that's the part I'm paying the most attention to. We're not going to get attention to the space. We're not going to get mass adoption if we don't get that kind of attention, the positive kind. All right. And that is definitely what we're working towards here together as a team, as a unit. So big shout out to each and every one of you. Really appreciate it. Make sure you come back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be getting more into certain coins with technical analysis. And not only that, I will be doing my weekly crypto chips giveaway will be announced tomorrow as well. And maybe I'll even do some portfolio ratings in the second half of the show. Haven't totally planned it out yet, but I am working on it. I have to film 2 videos after the live streams today. Going to have a very busy day, but that's what we do. I'm back here. I have my teleprompter in front of me. I'm back in my studio. I'm back on my bullshit. I cannot wait to, to film some videos and get this channel to the next step. You know, I'm giving it hell every single day. So, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys. I'm very, very grateful for each and every one of you. So with that said, my name's AJ Writes Crypto. Keep it snazzy out there. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Number one thing you can do to help out. My name's AJ Writes Crypto. Get rich or get wrecked. And Blockchain Bonehead, you can be a mod. He's a mod. Everybody, big shout out to Blockchain Bonehead for becoming the new moderator. Boom. All right. Get rich or get wrecked, fam. Have a good one.